What about you, Adam? What did you do?
I packed, like, I ordered on eBay a Qantas flight attendant uniform, and so I went to the bathroom and changed into that, and then just kept taking those, what are they called? They're not Hot Pockets, they're Toasties.
Sausage rolls?
So you're telling me you just stole food?
I was smuggling Toasties
yeah.
for 15 hours.
So you just stole for 15 hours?
No, I
How is everybody doing? Crunchyroll Expo Australia! There we go. I'm not seeing anybody clapping in the back. Come on, we need some claps. You guys in the back. Just people in the back. How are you guys doing? Nice. Love it. Who's excited for the Jujutsu Kaisen Q&A with the dub voice actors? Love it. I'm just making you guys cheer all day. That's my job. So yeah, welcome everybody to the Jujutsu Kaisen Q&A Characters Voice Actor Panel. I am your host for this lovely panel, sitting in this lovely chair. I'm Tim Liu, host of Crunchyroll. That's my cat, Nana. I love her very much. That's my daughter. Yeah, I actually grew up in Australia, from Sydney. Anyone here from Sydney? One person. Love it. Oh, two people. Love it. Heck yeah. Oh, three. We're all family now. But yeah, so here we are in Melbourne, Australia, and let's get things started. But before we do, please follow all of us in our social media. I'm a Crunchyroll guy, so I have to promote my people. So check those out. Follow us on all the socials, and yeah, let's. You guys ready to get started? They are ready to get started. So let me start introducing these lovely guests. And first off, we have Adam McArthur. Adam McArthur is the best known as the voice of Marco Diaz in the hit Disney show Star vs. the Force of Evil, and is currently voicing the main protagonist, Yuji Itadori, in 2020 Crunchyroll Anime Awards Anime of the Year winner, Jujutsu Kaisen. His voice can be heard in numerous other TV shows and video games, including Star Wars, Clone Wars, Far Cry 5, and Final Fantasy 15 Comrades. So, please give a big round of applause for Adam!
Thank you. I don't get to sit with them. I'm by myself.
You get the solo seat because you're special. Look at
your seat. It's
special. I know. I got one.
Hey guys.
Lovely. So next up we have Yatco. Yatco is a Filipino-American actress and former Midwesterner. She's transitioned a childhood dream of being the voice of a Disney princess into a reality as a working voice actor. Along the way, she got a bachelor's degree in biomechanical engineering.
She's a genius.
And an MFA in acting, and had a career as a forensic scientist. Wow. In anime, and as the English voice of Nobara Kugisaki in Jujutsu Kaisen, Lola in the Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter, and Hamamoto in Penguin Highway. She also voiced various characters in High Rise Invasion, DNA Brand New Animal, Devilman. I was about to say Devilman Crybaby, and the audience went, I mean something. Violet Evergarden, Forest the Piano, Lost Song, Ultramarine Magman, Kuro Makuro, IDO, Night of Sidonia, and Blaine. Please give a round of applause for
The Writing Shogun is in the house.
What up?
You're so far away. It's too far away.
You want to scoot in? Just scoot in. Yeah. Just scoot up a little bit.
Oh, that's better.
And I'll scoot in too.
Okay,
That's
better.
Real quick, biomechanical engineering?
Biomechanical engineering.
Biomechanical engineering, everybody. And
Yep.
last but not least, I love the clapping. Yeah, the clap for biomechanical engineer. Kaiji Tang, an avid lover of gaming and all things food-related. Kaiji Tang has been working as a voice actor in LA since 2007. In the world of anime, he's done the English voice of, as you know, Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, Most of the Nine, Bungo Stray Dogs, Fearless Joe from Megalobox, Sanmei Shinazugawa from Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Archer from Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, and Sumugu Kinase in Kill the Kill. When it comes to video games, you can hear Kaiji as Ichiban Kasuga from Yakuza Like a Dragon, Fox from Guilty Gear, Munehisa Iwai from Persona 5, Owain from Fire Emblem Awakening, and Detective Pikachu in Detective Pikachu 3DS. That is when it's not DMing a weird game of D&D. So please give a big round of applause for Kaiji! Lovely, everyone.
Hello.
I get to sit with Dan.
Wow.
I know, you're lucky.
Sorry. I don't know why they set up the seating like that. Putting all the loads.
We need a bigger couch.
So let's get started with the all important questions that everyone's been waiting for. Is how's your trip been so far?
Amazing, amazing. Melbourne is like the best foodie town I've ever been in.
Seriously.
Yeah,
You are an avid lover of food. I did read.
yeah, like literally, we haven't had one even average meal yet. Like every restaurant in this town is like stellar.
Yeah. I got to take a photo with a koala, so I think I can die happy now.
Koalas are really soft, softer than I thought they were gonna be.
Yeah, I saw Anne feed a kangaroo at the same size as her.
Yeah.
And that was my trip
He was
highlight.
big boy.
He was huge.
A huge big boy. So it's been so far so good.
Yeah,
So you guys get here last week, right?
We got here on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday. So we've been hanging out every day around 3 p.m. We come to the convention center this week and walk the floor when it was empty. And we just imagine everyone having a fun time. And we cry, and then we hug.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
they
we-
did that. I napped, so.
Yeah, just kidding. We didn't do that. But we were really glad to be here.
So we all came from the big America, down under.
That's right. That's
How
right.
long was your flight?
15 hours.
Hours.
Not
15
that
hours.
bad.
Well, so
Yeah.
how did you keep yourself occupied during those 15 hours, locked in the plane? What did you guys do?
What did I do? I watched the Bob's Burgers movie, and then I watched Top Gun, the sequel. But I also managed to sleep like 5 or 6 hours, so I call that a win.
What about you, Adam? What did you do?
I packed, like I ordered on eBay a Qantas flight attendant uniform. And so I went to the bathroom and changed into that. And then just kept taking those, what are they called? They're not Hot Pockets, they're Toasties.
Sausage rolls?
So you're telling me you just stole food?
I was
15
smuggling
hours.
Toasties
Yeah.
for 15 hours.
So you just stole for 15
No,
hours?
no, I watched all of season 5 of Cobra Kai.
Hey, okay.
Well, imitating as a Qantas flight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was foolish because I thought for some reason the flight was going to have Wi-Fi, so I had prepared like all this entertainment, but they all needed internet, right? So for the majority of the 15 hours, I just sort of sat there and just despaired over my choices. That was my flight.
No sleep. You just raw dog.
I tried to sleep. I'm just really terrible at sleeping on planes, so I was just like, yeah, 30-minute nap and that's it.
Plus, as soon as he puts a blindfold on anywhere in public, people just start screaming Gojo and like falling at his feet and stuff.
Oh
So
my
he
God.
can't do that. He can't put one of those sleep
Yeah,
masks
you
on.
can. Yeah, put on the
Yeah.
sleep mask and everyone's like, that's the guy. So what would you like to see while you're in Australia? Or I'm guessing you've already seen the koalas and you've headed there.
Yeah.
But what else are you looking forward to?
Well, a lot of our bucket listings of like I hand fed a kangaroo. That was on my list for sure. I've been restaurant hopping. That was also on the list. I think after touching the koala, I think my bucket list is like pretty near completion. Yeah. I also amazing coffee in this town.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100% best coffee I've ever had.
We have
Straight
one
up.
coffee fan right there.
Yeah.
one caffeine fan going. Yeah, let's go. One coffee. Yeah. Have you guys checked out a platypus though?
No.
Oh.
They have those here?
Put that in your bucket list.
Okay.
It's have you ever seen a platypus?
Not in real life.
Just on Google.
Okay. Yeah, it's like beaver, otter, duck, all mixed together, and it's beautiful.
Are they safe to touch? I heard they're poisonous. Like, should
Just
I?
with their back legs.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't touch the back leg.
Gotcha.
Wait. The back leg?
They have little duck feet. Platypus.
Oh. Wait,
I don't know.
that's how they walk, or it's like an additional feature?
I don't know. Platypus don't even walk on land.
They have to be
I
like
don't know.
a platypus walking and then there's little two
Like a
little feet
plat-
just like flapping in the back.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I thought this was DLC. Like, what do you mean?
Well, you said their back leg, so I'm wondering, do they only have one poisonous leg? That means if I touch it, I have to know which of the legs is poisonous.
That's
One
how
with
they
a
keep
hook.
it
The one with
spicy.
there's like a hook nail that.
The one that sends you to the hospital. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Just don't touch it, man. And when you go, owie, I'm going numb.
I've heard healthcare here is great, so maybe I will just.
Yeah.
Maybe that's on my bucket list.
Risk it.
Get poisoned by a platypus.
Okay.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty one to go to the hospital
Okay.
for. Yeah. So this next question was going to be, if you could meet any Australian animal, what would it be? But you already answered that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
You
did
did.
it. We did.
So, but this one is more about Jujutsu Kaisen in general. If Yuji, Nobara, and Satoru Gojo were stranded in the Australian outback, how would they hold up?
I feel like Novara would fare the worst.
Yeah. She likes comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very little shopping out there.
Civilization.
Very
Yeah,
little shopping.
There's very
Yeah.
little shopping in the Outback.
There is none. I've been there. There is no stores. There's no Starbucks.
I feel like Yuji would be the first one to start having hallucinations.
Yes.
Or like you guys would look, you'd be like, wait, where's Yuji? And you'd look over and he would be face down in dirt, just going like this on the ground. And like picking up dry rocks with his tongue.
I feel like Yuji would be the one that runs up in the desert because he sees a mirage of like water. He's like, what is it? Just like,
Yeah.
can I get in there? You know.
All of that would be happening to your characters, and Gojo would like fly off to France, get a coffee, come back,
Yeah.
like have a Starbucks as you're like hallucinating in the dirt. It'd be like an episode of Naked and Afraid, but like just with Yuji and Nobara.
You guys are the contestants. Gojo is the
Right,
host.
he's
He's like,
the
comes
host.
back.
Oh.
Like, oh,
He's
I
got a
brought
whole tent.
brought meat pies and salted rolls down the corner store. Yeah. So this is more about the actual anime. So when did you first see Jujutsu Kaisen, and what were your initial impressions of the show?
When did we first see it? Okay.
Did you read manga, or did you see materials for it?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, for me personally, when I auditioned for the show, I actually didn't know much about it. So I read for it before I actually like got into it, right? And when I started reading it, I was like, oh my god, this is like one of the greatest mangas ever, right? So yeah, I experienced it in manga form shortly after I booked the role, or just for homework and research and stuff.
Yeah, I also was not familiar with it when I got the audition. And so I was like, okay, well, let me see if any of it's online. And so I immediately binged the first 3 episodes of the sub, and I was like, oh, this is really good. But it wasn't until, like, I don't know, maybe we were like 6 episodes into dubbing the season that I finally had a chance to sit down and read the manga. And then I was like, oh, I have so much to look forward to. I'm so excited. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, for me it was yeah, when I got the audition I was like, oh, and I told a friend that I had this audition, my friend who's a walking anime encyclopedia. I was like, have you heard of it? And she was like, yes.
Have I heard it? Have I heard of it?
Yes, I have. You should go watch immediately. So before I even read my audition sides, I went and watched the first 3 episodes, and I was like, oh, this is something I would like. This is something I would be into. And then, yeah.
It all started from there.
It all started
everybody, you got the audition application,
Yeah.
the audition for it, and then you were like, wow.
Well, what's cool too is that I can't remember if you auditioned for other people, but I didn't just audition for Yuji. I auditioned for Gojo.
Yeah, I also auditioned for Yuji and Megumi, Nobara, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Still salty I didn't get that one.
You were close. You were close. Word on the street is you were very close.
Top.
Yeah, but Suguna, Yuji, Megami, and Gojo. And after I booked Yuji and like we were well into the season and the show was already airing, I went back and listened to my auditions, and I was like, oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense why I didn't get Gojo.
So like you knew you were like.
Oh, I am not that cool. I mean, in real life, I am.
Shucks. Oh shucks. I think Adam's plenty cool, right, guys? Yeah. I was expecting a bigger applause over the
Yeah, that was.
Pretty lukewarm.
I believe you.
So, about your voice acting question. So, do you have any special techniques or routines that you get into before you go into the recording booth? Or are you just like, bam, you're in it and you're ready to go?
For me, I'm just like, it really depends on the project. If it's something that's going to be like really labor intensive or vocally straining, I do, at this stage in my career, make sure that I'm taking time to warm up and stuff. But for a lot of things, like sometimes you don't even know what you're working on until you're in the booth doing the job. Some of the stuff that I do is like so fast that it doesn't really require a warm up or anything. It's just you trust the director to kind of guide you and you bring what you bring, and that's it. So it kind of varies.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's the same for me. If it requires a little more care before walking in, I might do like an extra warm up. But for the most part, I just like walk in with the mindset that I'm ready to just kill it.
Yeah. I will say though, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope,
You weren't done. Okay.
I was just trailing off.
For regular stuff like anime and like some Western animation and stuff like that, you can't just sort of walk in at this point, right? And just trust the process. But if you're recording for something like a big war game, one of those like grenade, whatever, all that stuff, you really should stretch. Like, it sounds weird to stretch before voiceover, but like, when you scream enough, muscles start locking up, you start getting aches right in the middle of the session, and that's not good. Like that, all right. And also, I've discovered ever since COVID happened, voiceover power increases by 33% if you're not wearing pants at home. It's incredible. Like, I've never been so powerful as an artist. Yeah, it's science.
I really wanted to bring all my strength today, but when I was in the green room waiting, they made me put on pants.
Yeah.
They were specifically like, we really need you guys to wear your pants.
Yeah.
This is not a Zoom call anymore. You can't go waste time.
I
That's
asked.
why I'm wearing a dress, you guys.
Yeah, fancy.
So smart.
So powerful
smart.
today.
So smart.
So fancy.
We all need to get into kilts. That's what it really is. What we
You're right.
do is let the air flow in.
Yeah.
So I was about to ask you specifically, when you said certain roles that you have to get, what are the examples of where you do feel like you have to warm up or to get something ready? Like,
It's really like when I know that a role is going to be like vocally stressful, if it's, you know, for a game where I'm going to be doing a lot of battle cries, efforts, that kind of a thing, like I'll just give myself a little more time to, you know, do my scales, do my breathing, make sure I'm not, make sure I'm hydrated. That's the other thing, like making sure you're hydrated.
If you're doing like a dialogue-heavy RPG, it's really important you don't consume dairy beforehand. It makes you sound like garbage, like the stickiest, like gobbliest stuff in your throat.
Yep.
The mic picks up everything, and you end up just hearing yourself, and you're like, oh, I'm a person.
I think for like, I think for JJK, we're all pretty lucky that it's not like it's a very grounded anime. It's not like super over the top screamy, like, you know, you get some like grounded acting. So I don't know, I always felt good going into those sessions.
Yeah.
is there moments like where is like emotional or sad moments that you get ready, or can you just get on stage and it's like you let the waterworks just go and you're mode?
For JJK specifically, or just like?
Or just as your voice acting?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gojo hasn't cried yet.
Remember the scene where he cried? With, like,
Yeah.
So a lot of, like, obviously, like, some of the hardest things to do in acting is, one, comedy, right? And then two, drama. Making people cry, making people laugh.
All of acting.
All of acting, yeah. So at that point, you just hope you have a really good director there to walk you through the process, because it's kind of tough sometimes to cry in command, because depending on what your process is, you could be using like old memories, you know, you could be like digging deep into like, I don't know, like trauma or something to make yourself sad, you know, oh man, my puppy passed away when I was 10, you know, that sucks. So, you know,
Did it really?
No, I've never, oh god.
I just makes up a 10-year-old himself where it's like, I remember a hypothetical dog that passed away. So, and for everybody, but Anne specifically, you have a biomechanical engineering degree.
Yeah.
But I now want to know, for all of you guys, how did you get into voice acting?
So, let's see, like I've been, you know, singing and acting like my whole life, but, you know, my parents wanted me to be a doctor, and at some point I did want to be a doctor too, and so biomedical engineering was my way of being pre-med. So I was going to undergrad thinking I was going to go to med school, but then also the whole time I was hanging out at the theater, taking all theater classes. I was essentially a theater major, just unofficially. And my senior year rolled around, and my mentor looked at me and she said, "You should audition for grad school for acting." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm supposed to take the MCAT this year, so just try out. Just try out." I was like, "Okay." So I did, and then I got in, and I was like, I guess I don't need the MCAT anymore.
And then, how did you get your first?
So then with voice acting, like that, when I was in grad school, like that's kind of like when I realized that this was an extension of like my craft that I could be pursuing. And so after I left grad school, I started taking classes here and there. Eventually, like did a demo. Like I was doing this slowly over time, but at the same time, I had to pay my bills, and so I have this day job as a forensic scientist. And then
CSI and
yeah, I know.
So cool. Like
and then I take these like 3-hour-long lunches to drive down to like, you know, the west side of Los Angeles to do like a 2-hour voiceover session.
So that's how you got started doing CSI, and then right after doing like dun dun, change the scene, and you just Hi, I'm voice acting for this
Yeah.
role.
And were you ever directly responsible for putting someone behind bars?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Kaiji asking the important question.
Yeah, I want to know. Yeah, that would have been awesome. You should have done that.
I should have done that, sorry.
How did you get into voice acting?
Well, there's two things I've always wanted to do my entire life. One is have an agent, and the other is do kung fu.
I don't know where these two come into voice act, but that's great. Please continue.
Well, so like I literally always asked my parents to put me in acting classes since I was a kid, and always put me in martial arts. When I was 11, they put me in martial arts. I started doing kung fu and judo, and then when I was 16 for Christmas, they gave me like a gift to an acting school, like a classes to an acting school in San Francisco, California. And so I started taking classes, and like a couple of months into the classes, some auditions for this. You guys don't have Macy's here, right? Macy's, it's like a department store, like a clothing store. They had radio commercial auditions for like back to school radio commercials come through the acting school, and the teacher was like, do you want to audition? And I was like, yes, I do. And I ended up booking them. It was supposed to be one, and then it turned into 36. And I did like 36 radio commercials for Macy's over, I don't know, 2-3 years.
So you're the person who's like, back to school specials.
No, they wanted like teen boys, like, yeah, I love shorts, you know, or like whatever. Like, yeah, I need a backpack, cool.
You weren't the one doing like the back to school special. You were the fake kid who was like, I can't wait to go to school.
Yeah, except I was a real kid at the time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah. So it was amazing. And then it just kind of like, I mean, I got the bug for voiceover specifically, and I saved all my money from those commercials to get a demo reel for animation, and then just like never quit, which is why whenever someone's like, oh, what's your best advice for like somebody who wants to be an actor? I'm like, just be around long enough that the people who put you in stuff are like, oh, he's still here? Okay, we'll give him a shot.
That's so true,
Like,
actually.
don't quit, right?
Longevity is
Yeah.
important.
Just hang around until someone goes, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, wow, doesn't seem like he's quitting or leaving ever. Like, let's just
We're
bring
gonna
him
have
in.
to use them.
Yeah.
Guess we'll throw him a bone, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kaiji, how about yourself?
It was a complete accident. I came into Los Angeles after doing like a years and years of theater, and basically I just wanted to act, right? So I came to LA. I was like, whatever acting I could get my hands on, I'm just gonna do it. So I started off doing commercials for like Garmin GPS. I did zombie movies with like Robert Englund, you know, like all this crazy random stuff. And then one day I did like a podcast, like a random podcast for a dubbing studio. And they liked the sound of my voice, and they couldn't pay me. So they asked me to come in and read for one of their shows, and like the way I sounded, recorded for that, and that turned out to be the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. That was the first thing I ever did. And from there, it just sort of snowballed, and like 3-4 years into it, I was like, I guess I should get a demo or something, and maybe like make a thing of it. And then here I am, I guess, 15 years later.
Truly is the game of longevity. So, specifically for voice acting in Jujutsu Kaisen, can you tell us a bit about your process for voicing Jujutsu Kaisen and how it goes for you? What's like an average day?
Yeah.
Recording?
You mean in terms of like approach to the character?
Yes.
Well, I think Yuji is like for me, I really wanted to make sure that we hit the. Well, actually, okay. I don't know if I can take credit. I think the casting choices that were made for our roles were spot on. So like a lot of the work was kind of done for us. Like we really do all bring something naturally to our characters that is true to the character, but that is also naturally us. Like we're not putting it on. But like for me personally, like my approach to Yuji is, I mean, he's such a good boy. He cares so deeply for his friends. You get comedy. He's kind of dumb, but he also really cares. And so, yeah, I mean, that just sort of informs the scenes and the choices and stuff like that. So it's getting to know a character, especially at the beginning, is always an interesting process because you're getting information from different places. You have the source material in the manga. In the case of anime, you already have a few episodes out, so you have like the source material of the anime, and then you also have your director's vision, and then whoever's producing its vision. So all of this input goes into us, and then we have to just sort of like take that and then make it our own, and then bring to the table whatever we bring to the table. So, yeah, it's a really interesting process.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what you said is exactly how I approach it, because I feel like Nobara is really close to like my core as a human being. Like, just in the way she interacts with everybody, the way like her male-female dynamics are.
Her love of hammers.
Her love of hammers.
Loves hammers.
I love hammers so much.
Loves.
I would imagine the casting director's like, question, do you like hammers? And
Exactly.
you go, yeah. It's like,
And I wrote,
get it.
yes, exclamation point, exclamation point.
She crossed out like and wrote love.
Love. But I just wrote a big heart on it. No, but just I feel like because I in that way I resonate with her as a character, so it was easy for me to like step in, you know, with dubbing you're watching it and then you're like synthesizing what's happening in the scene and then making your quick choices and then acting it out. So because I feel so close to her emotionally like that, it was really easy for me to make those quick choices and produce results.
Yeah, I agree. A very big part of like acting is finding something within each character to emotionally connect with, right? Because if you connect with it, it sounds real and sounds believable because it's coming from a real emotional place. Like for Gojo, for example, I look at that guy and I'm like, what if I just didn't have to care about not being canceled? You know, like what if I just didn't have to care about that? And it's really freeing to be able to embody a character who really doesn't have to be afraid of much. You know, like I think the only thing he's really afraid of is like his best friend leaving him, or like, you know, being lonely or something like that, which is, you know, a legitimate human fear. But like, to not be able to have to worry about like just being challenged and afraid of stuff and finding something in yourself to just let go, I think that's a really important part of the process, specifically for that character. Yeah.
So you kind of, and you already kind of answered this a bit, but for everyone else, do you relate to your Jujutsu Kaisen character? And if not entirely, which traits of them would you like to embody within you? But it sounds like all of you are just like, kind of.
I mean, I totally relate to Yuji in the caring for others, and like, I say to these guys all the time, I'm like, what do I love? And they will say,
Group activity.
Good group activity. And boba.
And boba.
Yeah, and boba. Bubble tea, is that what you guys call it?
Yeah, we call it bubble tea. And then I went to America and it's like, let's get some boba. And I'm like, what the heck is a boba? And I got it, I was like, this is bubble tea. Oh, I don't know why you guys are calling this. But now I call it boba too, so I've become Americanized.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
But yeah, like a good group activity, meaning like I just like to make sure everyone feels included and having fun and having a good time. And that's totally Yuji. He just wants to make sure everyone's okay and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I have been really fortunate in my career to voice a lot of good voice, and I'm very grateful for that. I like it. I don't ever have to like, I don't know, I'm worried if my nieces and nephews are gonna watch me play some
Daddy
evil character. Yeah, so I'll stick with the good voice. And for some reason, red hoodies. I always book red hoodies.
Oh yeah, that's right. Weird.
Marco, Yuji.
Yeah.
I have a movie coming out in the theaters. I don't know if it'll be in the theaters here, but it's called Goodbye Don Please. It's in the U.S. It's in the theaters right now, but that character's in a red hoodie.
Man, like
That's
red
nasty.
hoodie,
Wait, the question was, what do I, like, yeah, no, like I said earlier, like, I feel like I resonate so highly with Novara. I love that she's like a prickly pear. Like, on her surface, she's so tough, and she's so, like, a little bit, like, kind of inscrutable, hard to get into, but, like, she's, deep down, she's actually really squishy, and, like, she really cares about the people that she cares about. If you're outside of that group, like, sorry, but, yeah, she's ride or die for the people that she's actually closest to, and I feel that. I feel that a lot.
Have you guys seen that TikTok trend where, like, it's like a friend group, and they'll show the person, and they're like, looks like a cinnamon roll, actually is a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Looks like a cinnamon roll, but will kill you. Will kill you, but is actually a cinnamon roll.
Yep.
We should do that with the JJK cup.
Oh, yeah.
Novara's definitely, well, looks like we'll kill you, but it's actually
Is a
Actually,
cinnamon roll.
cinnamon roll, yeah.
Very, very you. Yeah, so I love trolling my wife. So I just pretend in the show that Nanami is my wife, and it works out.
perfect.
Amazing.
So, how would you guys describe your own voice?
Describe your own voice?
Yes.
Oh.
This is a very personal question. This is like,
No, I'm going deep. I'm
this
going
is advanced. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, since we are at the Crunchyroll Expo, I'm going to say totally castable, really extremely bookable, and fantastic.
Extremely auditionable and getting a rollable. Yeah.
I don't know. How do you describe your own voice, I feel like my voice. I feel like my voice is like I'm a chameleon, and I really like pride myself on that. That I can, that my voice is malleable. I like that's what I want to call it. Yeah.
I have so many thoughts running through my head because like I feel like youthful is a good word for my voice because I perpetually sound like I'm 15 for my entire life. However, this thing keeps happening to me, you guys, and it's really annoying. And when like telemarketers or like scam calls call my phone and I'm like, hello, and then we like talk for a second, they're like, they always call me ma'am on the phone. So like,
I thought they were gonna be
like a beautiful voice.
so like, so I'm gonna describe myself as a beautiful woman.
I thought the call
Okay.
scammer. I thought the scammer was gonna be like, can you put your dad on the phone? Like, young
Yeah, that's what I was
man.
thinking.
Well, this is actually how I get them to take me off the list. Like they'll call and I'll see that it's a scam and I'll be like, hello? And I'll just talk like I'm like some, super small kid. Oh, do you want to talk to my dad or, whatever. Like, and they're like, oh. Take me
Like,
off
put
the
your dad on. You pretend the was like, hey, what's up, man?
That's a wild question. So, I guess like if I had to describe my voice, it'd be like ketchup. Did you call it ketchup here? Tomato sauce?
Tomato sauce.
Yeah, tomato sauce, right? So tomato sauce is nice.
Tomato
right?
sauce.
Tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce.
You could put it on most things and it would probably make it better. But unless, there are some things that maybe doesn't go along with it, ice cream, stuff like that.
Cereal?
Yeah, hey, well, okay, hold on a second.
No, hold on.
Wait.
Fun fact, Kaiji, when I met him before at a dinner, he told me to put chocolate milk and Coca-Cola together.
Okay, hold on, no, it wasn't Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Pepsi and chocolate milk in equal portions. Whole milk tastes like a fudgesicle. Check my math, I promise you. I promise each and every one of you, go home, get a Pepsi, get a chocolate milk. You will thank me, tag me on Twitter. Yeah, you're welcome. You're
The
welcome.
person at the Woolworths just
Wait,
checking you out is like,
you
chocolate
would-
milk and Pepsi.
You would not have ketchup on ice cream? Do you think that's bad?
I just haven't tried it. I
That's like coming from you, that's surprising.
I know. I just haven't experienced it. I've experienced a startling amount of food with ketchup on it, just
Okay.
not ice cream yet, so I don't know for sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I will say that I think my postulation is that it is actually quite delicious because
Really?
I
Which
think it
one?
would work
Ketchup on
because
ice cream?
because they're like savory ice creams are actually really delicious.
I think this
Try
is
it.
a bad
And
idea.
tomato sauce is kind of
I'm gonna
savory.
try it.
I think it'd be good. I think we should try it later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
Okay.
I think this is a bad idea, but I'll try it with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
everybody,
the tasting panel later. Let's stick
Oh, yeah.
with
Oh yeah.
Try it out and tag all these guys and say, yuck, what have you done to me? Please DM them. So, more about voice acting. How does voice acting anime characters differ from voicing, let's say, like a video game character? And if so, how?
lip flaps.
Lip
Lip
flap.
flaps. It's the okay. So I fervently believe, having done basically all the types of voice that there are. Films, Western animation, video games, audiobooks, audio description, anime. Anime is the hardest in that it requires a technical skill to go along with the acting, right? You can't just be a really good actor. That doesn't matter so much. You have to be a really good actor in between these two very specific frames, right? If the animation closes its mouth, you can't talk, right? If it's flapping, you have to keep talking. And you have to be able to justify the acting in between these flaps. So it's like kind of like, patting your head, rubbing your belly, but like for 4 hours in a row. It's tough. Yeah, I forgot what the actual question is. I'm just saying anime is hard.
How is
Oh, it's
it
different.
like a
Okay,
video
where in video games you don't really have to worry about lip flaps unless you're doing JRPGs, right? And there's generally the same amount of yelling in both, right? So yeah, I think anime is a little harder, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. I've described it before. Anime is like acting in a box. Like you still have to bring all the emotion, but you're confined into like this time or the for example, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. It's a Western animated show. So when I would go in and record, there was nothing animated yet. They might have some like loose storyboards that I would see, but most of the time I just had a script in front front of me, and we would record the lines like 3 times or 4 times each, and then they would take it, that would get sent off, it would get animated, and it would get brought back, edited together, then I would go in one more time, and they would tweak any of the lines. But in that initial recording, I could literally do anything. I could breathe when I wanted, I could exhale, I could use the breaths and the exhales as like punctuation for different acting beats and stuff like that. But with anime, all of that's I shouldn't say all of that, because
It's harder to fit in.
it's just harder to fit in and make sound natural. Yeah.
So now I'm going to start asking direct questions. I'm going to get real personal. Start.
Hurry
So
up,
first,
what our voices sound like.
let's start with Adam. So Adam, you said you studied Kung Fu. You're a Kung Fu champion.
Okay. Yeah.
How has your art and skill of the Shaolin monks contributed to your influence and portrayal of Yuji?
Ooh. Okay. Specifically to Yuji, I'm gonna have to like zoom out a little bit and just say like acting wise. I think Kung Fu, like any martial arts, teaches you how to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So you start being really calm even when there's chaos around you. And a lot of times when you're recording these jobs, you're not just like acting in the booth. There's like so much other stuff that goes along with it. There's the pressure to like do good. There's the pressure from like the audience. Like, will they like it? There's like all this stuff. So you are sort of like standing still in a room full of chaos. When we started recording JJK, it was during COVID in 2020. So there was even more chaos than there is normally. We were recording at home from our closets. For me, Jujutsu Kaisen was the first anime I ever worked on. Yeah, so I was working on a new genre with a new director on a massive title. So there was just a lot of stuff. And I think having like gone through what I've gone through training wise, like I've done like some very, very hard things physically. And I think having gone through that, I just know that like no matter what happens, I'm gonna be okay. And I try and bring that to my acting.
It's like the mental and physical fortitude helps with the overall process.
Yeah. Okay,
Sure. So now this is a serious question. Let's say you're walking down the street, you bump into Sukuna on the street.
Yeah.
What kind of kung fu move can you use, and can you show it? Can you show it? Can you show
I'm
us?
so old. You gotta give me warm-up time.
Finally here.
How's your back today, Adam?
Yeah.
How's your back?
I did throw out my back for the first time ever. No. Right before we got here. And I was like, seriously, I threw out my back? Like, that's never been something ever that I thought I would ever have to say, but I threw out my back. And you wanna know how I did it?
How did you do it?
Beating someone up. No, I'm just kidding. I literally was packing for this trip and I went like this. And I was like, I think I just threw out my back. And I felt fine for like a day. And then the next day I was like, oh great. And that was the 2 days before we sat on a plane for 15 hours.
So please don't show us the move.
So yeah. Plus, you know, when you're this highly trained, you only have one speed and it's kill, and I don't want anyone to
we don't want to die. Nobody wants to die on stage.
I don't want anyone to get hurt. Although
For everyone's safety, we just can't do it.
everyone, you guys are sitting a little too close for comfort. But there is a trampoline over there, but I'll go like bust some backflips later or something like that.
You got Attack on Titan?
I want to go so
Yeah, I'll do
bad.
it. Okay, are we talking about like real, like the Sukuna, like
Real
punch
Sukuna.
from
Not a
anime?
cosplayer, not.
I couldn't do anything. Come on, Kung Fu's not gonna work unless I like was able to consume a finger or two.
Oh, okay, you consume a couple of his fingers and then you'll...
And then,
Yeah. But what move would you use then, specifically?
Oh, I would just run away.
The true Kung Fu move. As Bruce Lee said, the art of fighting.
Self-preservation, you guys, is the best lesson in martial arts. Run away.
So, Anne, how has your biomechanical engineering and forensic scientist inspired your work in voice acting?
Voice acting.
You're like, not at all.
They're not. Okay, well,
Do you do calculations?
No, I do not. I don't do physics calculations, none of that. But I will say that like the practice of acting is not completely dissimilar to forensic science because you get a script, right? Someone has written this thing out. You have to go in and you have to investigate. You have to figure out who is talking, Who are they talking to? Why are they talking to? What's going on? Is this person important? And what do I want?
And how to put them in jail.
And
But I
how
was
to put
about to
them in
say, yeah,
jail.
how to lock them in.
Yeah. And whose fingerprints are these? But like there is like an amount of investigation that goes into it, and you have to be able to like piece it back together and almost like reconstruct it, like take it apart and reconstruct it in a way that makes sense for me to then be able to act the scene. So it's actually okay. Actually, it worked.
I don't think you could have answered that better.
Thank you.
That was a good answer. That was a good answer.
Alright, we're all running low on time, so Kaiji, I do have to ask, if you could live in any video game world, now I know you're a gamer, which one would you live into? If you get isekai, into a video game world, which one would you choose?
Okay, that is a good question.
Pong.
What?
Pong.
Pong?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been my dream to be a 2D panel for the client. Okay, so currently, I would probably say Final Fantasy XIV.
I knew you would say that.
The award-winning MMO that lets you play up to level 60 in the first 2 expansions free. Only because, first of all, it's an MMO, so no one ever dies. Alright? If I get taken out by a dragon, I just respawn back in my
It's like Lava Rising.
Yeah. Grab lunch, whatever. You can buy real estate in that game,
You can?
Yeah. You can buy houses in FF14. It's actually harder to buy a house.
I was about to say, in that world than right now here
in
our
real
world.
life. You have to literally camp out a spot and pay millions.
It's like a wait list for it.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough in those streets. And also, you can cook in that game. You can do all these professions. You can get married. And there are chocobos. Yeah, I'd be
Wait. If I play this game, and you have a house, can I come over to your house with my game?
I can invite you over to my. If we were part of the same brand company, we could have like a guild hall. We could hang out.
Wait, why are we not doing this yet?
Yeah, why don't we do it?
Actually, really quick. I know we're running low on time. Me and my wife are actually working to get married in the game right now. You guys should come to our wedding.
Oh my god, I want to go.
You guys heard it here.
Do I have to be a certain level?
No,
Do you want to know
Thank
something?
What?
I'm ordained. I can be your minister.
Can I sing a song for your
I'm
wedding?
a reverend.
Yes. Yeah, FF14 wedding. You're all invited.
Everyone's invited. Goblin server.
By the power invested in me in the state of California and the internet.
And the state of Victoria.
Well, I'm not ordained secret.
Now you are.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, now I am. Okay.
I'll give it. Sure. Yeah. Alright, so we are really running low on time, but I do want to do something very special with our voice actors. Let's do the Aussie accent challenge. I want each of you to do an Aussie accent, and I want you guys to cheer, and we'll decide on the winner by the volume of cheers. So, Adam, would you like to start it off? And
Yeah. Oi, I'm from Melbourne. Everything here is grouse. Oh, I got a line.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want someone you hate hanging around your house now, do you? So how about we take a walk?
Okay.
Nice.
That wasn't too bad.
And please.
Oh no, okay. He swallowed a special grade cast object? Gross! That's so unsanitary and disgusting! I want to hell!
Alright. And Kaiji?
Alright. My guy. I love fighting guys like you. Fun time in hell awaits.
Alright. So let's give let's do the measure for Adam. Cheers for Adam.
Yeah.
And Kaiji. Alright, with my special skills in audible decibel readings, I think the winner is.
Aussie!
Boy. Yeah, let's go. Alright, thank you. Oh, that's all the time.
Did I win something?
You win.
I can pick anything I want from any vendor?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll walk up to them and be like, hey, you know who this guy is?
The winner of the Aussie.
Better give us a figurine. Yeah. So thank you all so much for coming out and flying 15 hours to get out here. And come back tomorrow. We'll have a very fun and special panel where you guys try out Aussie foods.
Yeah.
Please come tomorrow for that. And right after this, we'll have the premiere of Mob Psycho Season 3. Give a big round of applause for the Jujutsu Kaisen
Come say hi to us, we're over here.
Yeah, say hi, get the sign. But thank you all so much for coming. And get excited for Mob Psycho Season 2. And thank you all.